All right, we want to go to Rwanda now, where President Paul Kagame has challenged the organizers of the East African Community-led Nairobi process, facilitated by former President Uhuru Kenyatta, to be prepared to tell hard truths to those standing in the way of lasting peace in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The president, who spoke to journalists at State House Kigali, also addressed plans to defend his new seat at the 2024 presidential election. Citizen TV's Wahiga Maura reports from Rwanda.
Please rise.
President Paul Kagame of Rwanda has been at loggerheads with his Congolese counterpart, President Felix Tshisekedi, with the two leaders trading accusations over alleged roles in the activities of rival rebel groups in the East Congo.
What is your advice today, or your message to those overseeing the Nairobi-led peace process, former President Uhuru Kenyatta and of course the host President William Ruto? What's your message to them in terms of what needs to be done to make sure that peace process actually works?
People cannot afford just to do politics with anything, or even do diplomacy. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings by telling them something they ought to do, but that they don't want to do. So if you are a convener with this process, you can afford even to be disliked. You must be prepared for that, meaning you should be prepared to tell somebody what they don't want to hear, but that is right to do.
Rwanda is, in the meantime, counting down to a presidential election next year that is certain to grant President Kagame another 5-year term.
You're asking whether I will be a candidate next year? To be honest, I don't know. But when I say I don't know, it means it is either way. It could be, maybe it won't be. So go home with 50-50.
Now, Rwanda has done very well in ticking the right development metrics, healthcare, access to finances for the people, technology, and so much more. And the ratings are not just by local institutions, but international institutions as well. Now, there's one metric that Rwanda continuously scores low in, and that is on human rights, political freedom, and press freedom as well. Your Excellency, with that election in mind, does it concern you that until today your country still suffers a contradiction of very good rankings by international agencies on one end, but very poor rankings on the human rights front on the other? Does it concern you, and if it does, what are you doing about it?
Is there really a situation where you have one and not the other? And what would be the meaning? Because on one hand, on all human indexes, you are scoring fine. What does that mean? Human, it's already human. You are giving people more health, you are giving people more food, they are not starving, you are giving them security, you are giving... There is a whole list of things that we are getting right, and they are showing, and then you say, but. I mean, how do I explain that? Because these things don't add up. Now, are there things that go wrong here in the country? Absolutely. That one, I can't say that nothing goes wrong here. But where does it not go wrong? And, or if I were to ask the same people who make a judgment, or if you were to ask me, say, these people are saying, Rwanda, you are like this, you are like this, I say, okay, guilty, as charged. Do you want me to show you what is worse these same people are accusing me are doing?
The joint media interview also saw President Kagame talking about Rwanda's lucrative sponsorship deal with Arsenal and his support for the London-based team.
Of course, the better we meaning the better we do, we perform towards getting the ultimate prize, it brings more dividends. Absolutely.
Wahiga Mwaura, Citizen TV.